Greetings, curious souls and seekers of the strange. Welcome back to number 11, where the strange, unexplained, and downright terrifying come to life. Tonight, I have something truly chilling to share with you all. A mysterious letter has arrived from the heart of Wales in the United Kingdom. The writer has chosen to remain anonymous, leaving us with no personal details or means of identification, just their haunting words. This letter promises an experience that is both mesmerizing and bone-chilling, with moments guaranteed to make your skin crawl. Once again, we are taken deep into the woods, and what lies within will most definitely leave you questioning many things. So, grab a blanket, dim the lights, and join us as we read this unsettling tale together. Are you prepared to confront the unknown? Let's dive in. Dear number 11, I hope this letter finds you in good health. I apologize for reaching out in such an unconventional manner, but I find myself in dire need of your expertise. I must recount an unsettling encounter I had earlier this year, while in the thick woods near Afan Forest, in the hope that you might offer some insight or advice. It was the middle of January, and the temperatures had plummeted well below freezing. The air was crisp, biting at any exposed skin, and the dense forest seemed to hold on to the cold, making it feel even more penetrating. I had ventured into the woods in search of solitude, a reprieve from the bustle of city life and the weight of my responsibilities. I had always found comfort in the silence of nature, but this time the quiet solitude seemed ominous, oppressive even. Growing up in the no-so-distant area, I had been countless times warned of the woods. Folks often sharing tales of hauntings and strange occurrences, but I dismissed them as merely superstitions. So on this particular day, I was determined to explore and find my own peace. As I trudged deeper into the forest, the daylight waned, casting long shadows that danced with the sway of the trees. The pathways grew narrower, less trodden, until it seemed I was forging my own way through the underbrush. It was then that I first heard it, a distant, mournful wail. At first, I thought it was the wind, but the sound was too deliberate, too haunting. It echoed through the trees, sending shivers down my spine that had nothing to do with the cold. I pressed on, telling myself it was nothing, perhaps an animal or a trick of the wind. Yet the further I went, the louder and more distinct the noises became. It certainly didn't seem to be coming from any specific direction, but rather completely surrounding me. A sense of unease settled over me, that's for sure, and I began to regret my decision to come alone. The sounds grew more frequent. Whispers, footsteps, the rustling of leaves that seemed to move with purpose. I could feel eyes upon me, though I saw no one. I quickened my pace, hoping to find a clearing or a familiar landmark to regain my bearings. As darkness took over the woods, I stumbled upon a small, dilapidated cabin. It looked abandoned, with its windows shattered and door hanging askew, yet it offered a semblance of shelter from the encroaching night. I figured it must have been an old twitcher's hut set up to watch the local wildlife. So with trepidation, I stepped inside. The air was frigid and the smell of damp wood and decay filled my nostrils. I was freezing by this point, and I managed to light a small fire in the hearth, hoping its warmth would drive away the chill and my rising fear. It was then that I saw her, a figure at the edge of the clearing, illuminated by the flickering flames. She was dressed in tattered, old-fashioned clothing, her hair wild and eyes, oh, her eyes, glowing with an unnatural light. She stood there, unmoving, her gaze fixed upon me. Panic surged through me as I realized the stories I had heard as a child in Wales were true. The spirit, or perhaps the Witch of Blackwood, had found me. Her presence was malign, a tangible force that filled the room and my thoughts with dread. She began to move towards the cabin. Her movements were slow but deliberate. I was paralyzed with fear, unable to tear my eyes away from her. As she approached, the temperature plummeted further and the fire rapidly flickered and died, leaving me in total darkness. I must have lost consciousness, for the next thing I remember is waking up in daylight, the cabin empty and the forest spookily silent. I rushed back to the village, my heart pounding and mind reeling from the encounter. Since then, I have been plagued by nightmares and an unshakable sense of dread. Number 11. I implore you, what can I do? How can I rid myself of this curse or spirit that haunts me? Your guidance is my last hope. Firstly, thank you for sharing that harrowing experience with us. As someone with extensive knowledge in the paranormal and supernatural, I understand how profoundly unsettling encounters like these can be. Identifying the difference between a witch, a ghost, and a spirit can be challenging, especially in a case like this. A witch's spirit might retain elements of their living personality and intentions, potentially making them more active and purposeful. In contrast, a ghost is typically the lingering presence of a deceased person, often tied to a specific place or unresolved issue, and may not be aware of or interact with the living intentionally. A spirit, more broadly, can include various entities, both human and non-human, with diverse motives and behaviors. The complexities in the letter, such as the figure's appearance and the subsequent haunting, suggest multiple possibilities, making it essential to approach the situation with caution and thorough investigation. Firstly, it's important to acknowledge the fear and trauma you experienced. Your reactions were natural given the circumstances. The spirit you encountered seems to be a residual entity tied to the location, perhaps connected to the old tales of the Witch of Blackwood. Here's what I, at number 11, would suggest you do next. Experiencing such a traumatic event may have lasting effects on your mental health. Speaking with a therapist or counselor can help you process the fear and anxiety caused by this deeply concerning encounter. Addressing your mental well-being is crucial in dealing with supernatural experiences. In relation to this, I might also suggest reaching out to a reputable medium who may aid you to communicate with the spirit, provide insights into the entity's intentions, and help guide it away from you. Mediums often possess the sensitivity to understand and interact with spirits, offering a bridge between our world and the supernatural. Engaging in grounding exercises, such as meditation or mindfulness, may help you regain a sense of control and stability. These practices can help you stay centered and reduce the fear and anxiety that such encounters often provoke. While religious rituals may also offer comfort, it's important to consider them from all angles. Not all entities share the same religious beliefs as the practitioner, and inappropriate rituals could potentially escalate the situation. It's essential to approach this with respect and awareness of the entity's background. For this reason, I'd most certainly pay close attention to the next point. Learning more about the history of the area and the spirit you encountered may provide valuable clues on how to address the haunting. Understanding the origins and story of the entity can often reveal specific methods to appease or banish it, rooted in local traditions and lore. I do hope that this guidance steadies you on a path to a more stable future. Regarding your loss of consciousness, this could be a result of extreme fear, exhaustion, or even a supernatural influence. It's crucial to monitor your health and seek medical advice to ensure there are no underlying conditions contributing to such episodes. To our viewers, what do you think happened to the writer of this letter? Have you ever experienced anything similar? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling tales from number 11. Until next we meet, keep your eyes open, and remember, when the lights dim and the shadows lengthen, don't look away. You never know what might be staring back at you. Good night and farewell.